My jammer out there, it's Mahmoud here. Today is August 2nd, 2025. The topic of discussion today is how to balance this and this. In other words, how to work full time and still go to college. It's a very interesting combination, and it is not easy at all to do. But it is doable. Millions of people do that every year. So that's mean you can do it too. So I remember back in the day, back in 2013 when I started college back then. At that time, I was working overnight and going to college during the morning toward the afternoon, which was a very somehow easy system. But not really, because I have to give up my sleep at night in order to go to college. And my sleep was my opportunity cost. So, as everything in life, nothing is for free. There's a catch in everything. So my sleep was my opportunity cost. I didn't sleep at night for technically 3 to 4 years. Yep, because I wanted to go to college, and my classes fall, the range between around 2 p.m. to about 7 p.m., which is a perfect combination for somebody who work at night. I go to work around 11 p.m., then come back at 7:30 to 8:30 in the morning, then sleep until 2 or 3, then go to school until around 6 or 7. Then come back, eat and rest a little bit and go back to work. That was a good system for me for almost 4 years. So it is doable. One thing you need you need to go to college for yourself. You need to motivate yourself. You don't need people to pamper you to go to college. No, it's not gonna work. And second, you need to figure out your schedules. Go to the college, sit down with your advisor or counselor. Talk to him about you wanting to go to work at college same time. Then look at the time frame majority of your classes fall. If most of your classes fall in the morning, probably you need to work in the afternoon or toward the evening. If your majority classes fall in the afternoon, probably you need to work probably early in the morning until 2 or latest 3 p.m. Or you can option for overnight, which is the safest shift for students, because you can attend classes throughout the day and you can sleep the time you don't have classes. That's number two. Number three, you have to talk to your employer. You have to tell your employer that going to school is your priority. They have to see it, see that in you, that you are, you are really, into going to school, so that they can help you, so that they can give you some sort of flexible schedule here and there. They can move your shifts, around, based on your classes. And those are the three main thing. You have to want it for yourself. You have to figure out your schedule, and you have to talk to your employer. Make sure they understand, your classes and the timeline your classes. And finally, the final one is the discipline. It's the discipline and play the long game. Because when you are going to school and working upon time, you may not graduate faster because you will not able to take, 3 to 4 to 5 classes per term or per semester. The maximum you can take is 3, sometimes even 1 or 2. So you have to play the long game. Before I get my associate degree, it took me 4 years to get that. 4 years. Something that I was supposed to do for 2 years. It took me 4 years. Why? Because I had to go to work. I had to go to work. I couldn't take classes full time. So I was taking classes part time. But at the end of the day, what matter is after those 40, those 4 years, I was able to graduate. And that is a tendency when you tell people, hey, you don't go to college. They say, no, it's going to take time. Because at the end of the day, the time will pass. The only thing different is whether you get the degree after those 4 years. Because whether you go to college or not, those 4 years will come and they will pass. And do you get the degree at the end of those 4 years? And those are the system I use to go to college and also work full time. So when I was doing my bachelor's, at the time I was a little bit higher level, so I was working in the office. I work, 8:30 to 4. Then I go to classes in the evening around 7, 8 to 9. And that's what I did for 2 years to get my, bachelor's. When I was doing my master's, it was online. Same thing. I work, 8 a.m. to 5 or 4:30, then do classes 6 to 7, toward 8 online. That was a very, perfect structure. So those of you who are out there thinking about college and also thinking about working full time, you just need a system that works for you. At the end of the day, play the long game. Don't think about graduation now. Just think about every semester. Semester after semester, semester after semester. Once you do that for a few years, you will get closer to the finish line. So if you learned something from this, please share and subscribe. More interesting stuff are coming up. Thank you.